Hey guys, all right, I'm going to go through this review for you. If you want to fast forward, you're welcome to do so onto the ones that you actually really want to look at. So do what you need to do. Not required to watch this video, so if you feel like it is and you don't want to, you can go ahead and turn it off. I'm losing my voice, so bear with me. All right, so let's start. This one should be a number x plus 11, x plus 11. Number 2, 15 less than, that tells me that minus 15 goes at the end. And the product of 2 and r tells me that I'm multiplying 2 times r. The quotient of h and 4 plus 10 has to be fancy. H over 4, we're not using the division sign, plus 10. All right, the product of 6 and t divided by 7, 6t divided by 7. If you use the division sign, it's correct, but you have to take it up a notch. We have to write this stuff in fancy 8th grade format. Okay, let's keep going. All right, simplify each expression. Following GEMDAS here, we're going to do whatever is in our grouping symbols first. Inside my grouping symbol, several of you guys today, you guys were doing 5 plus 2 first. Can't do addition subtraction before this big fat exponent. So we've got to deal with that first. So we're going to have 18 divided by the quantity of 5 plus 2 squared is 4. Now I can keep moving. 5 plus 4 is inside parentheses, so I have to do that. 18 divided by 9, final answer 2. Please forgive me if I make a mistake. It's been a long day. All right, this one is a silly question. I don't know why it's on here. The square root of 169. You're going to have your calculator. You're going to type it right on in there. The answer is 13. All right, let's keep going. All right, here, there is parentheses here, but there's nothing to do within the parentheses, so I move along to exponents. So I'm going to have 5 plus 4 squared is 16 minus 3 times 7 plus, and I'm going to do these as well. 3 squared is 9. Now I'm going to move on to multiplication and division, whichever comes first, left to right, which is right here. So I have 5 plus 16 minus 3 times 7 is 21 plus 9. Now I'm going to do addition and subtraction each step. Okay, so I can't just go through the whole thing. I have to do each step as it comes. 5 plus 16 is 21 minus 21 plus 9. Now we're going to do 21 minus 21 to get 0 plus 9. Final answer is 9. All right, let's keep going. Man, much faster this time. I've already done one take and I ran out of time. All right, inside the parentheses tells me to, or order of operations tells me to do parentheses first or grouping symbols first. So inside here I have an exponent. So I have 25 divided by 42 plus 2 to the third is 8. I'm doing inside my grouping symbols following order of operations, so I have to do exponents first. Now, focus on what's in the parentheses. 42 plus 8 is 50. Copy down the rest of the problem, and then focus on this line. 25 divided by 50. Several of you today were like, but I'm getting a decimal. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to have a decimal. It's the right answer. I know usually we have nice, beautiful numbers, but 0.5 can also be considered beautiful. All right, and it's right. Number 9, negative 16 plus 8y plus 3. I am not allowed to combine 8y and negative 16 because they are not like terms, so I have to regroup this. Negative 16 plus, I'm going to move, commutative property allows me to do that, negative 3, and then I'm going to do plus 8y. All right, negative 3 plus 3. Well, negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 3 plus negative 3. Good grief, Richardson. Negative 16 plus negative 3 is negative 19 plus 8y. Final answer. I can't combine those because this has a variable. This one does not. Let's look here. 5, 6 times 0 times 21. Well, inside my parentheses here, I have something happening, so I'm going to do that first. 5, 6 times 0. Anything times 0 is nothing. 0 times 21. 0 times 21. 0 times anything is nothing. So my final answer here is big fat goose egg. Zippo. All right, let's keep moving. Evaluate each expression for the given values of the variables. So this time we are going to plug and chug. Let's get started. This is 4 times t is equal to 2 plus 2u is 1 squared minus u to the third, again, 1 to the third power. All right, let's start solving. I'll switch my color. I'm going to do my exponents first. So here, 1 to the third power, 1 times 1 times 1, wow, it's 1, minus, here I'm going to have 2, and then 1 to the second power, well, 1 times 1 is 1. This one's an easy one. Copy everything else down. All right, now all we have left is multiplication and division. Well, there's no division. We have multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So let's do multiplication first, whichever comes first as we read left to right. Here's this. This should be 8. Copy the problem down. Now we're going to focus on this multiplication. So I'm going to have 8 plus 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1. Focus on addition, subtraction, whichever comes first. If I go like this, is it backwards too? Should I go like this? I don't know. Anyway, whichever comes first, left to right. So here we go. 8 plus 2 is 10 minus 1. Final answer is 9. Actually, you can't write it like that because that means 9 factorial. So you just have to write a sad little 9, just a boring 9. It's 9. All right, let's keep going. All right, 2a squared. Notice how 2a is in parentheses. You got to keep it that way. So we're going to do 2 times a is negative 3 squared. Here, if you can't, maybe if you're looking on an iPad or something, you can't see that. All right, minus b is 2 to the third minus a squared. That's going to be, okay, watch out. Lots of parentheses coming at you. Negative 3 in parentheses, and that is squared. And then I got to close the whole big group out. Okay? I just did paren and paren. It's a big deal. Now let's focus on what's in there. All right, so let's do this. I have to do this part first. So negative 3 times 2 is, well, negative 3 times 2 is positive 6 squared. Once I have that solved, I don't have to keep it in parentheses unless it's a negative number. All right, let's do this one. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do 2 to the third minus negative 3 squared. That's negative 3 times negative 3. So that's positive 9. Right? Negative times a negative is a positive. Okay? So I've got it like that. Really, the parentheses can go away. So now we have to deal with this exponent. 6 squared minus 2. Actually, I can do all the exponents. Wah! Let me erase. All right, we're going to do all the exponents at once. So 6 squared is 36, because 6 times 6 is 36. 2 to the third is 8. And obviously minus 9. All right, now do what's in parentheses. 8 minus 9 is negative 1. Keep it in parentheses so that you know that that negative goes with the 1. 36 minus negative 1. Hopefully you remember from 7th grade that minus negative means plus positive. So this actually is 36 plus 1. 36 plus 1 is 37. All right. All right. Y is negative 4 and Z is positive 5. Let's plug and chug, friends. So 5y is going to be 5 times negative 4 plus 6 times 5 squared minus, and then y is negative 4, so we're going to have negative 4 to the third power. Okay, let's solve. Let's start with our exponents, okay? So we're going to solve right here first and right here first. So I'm going to have 5 squared is 5 times 5 is 25 in parentheses times 6 minus negative 4 to the third power is, so negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16 times the third negative 4 is negative 64, so I have to keep it in parentheses. Okay, then we're going to copy the rest down. Now I've just got, oops, forgot to close that. Now I've just got addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Multiplication comes first, so let's get it done. Here we're going to have 5 times negative 4 is negative 20 plus, let's do this multiplication here because it really won't change anything. 6 times 25, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. Is that right? Let me make sure. I never can be too sure. All right. 25 times 6 Good job, Richardson. You're as smart as your iPhone. All right, 150 minus negative 64. All right, now multiplication or addition, subtraction, left to right. So negative 20 plus 150 is 130 positive minus negative 64. Minus negative becomes plus positive, always and forever. So 130 plus 64 is 194. Final answer. All right. Whew, plug and chug. Here we go. I'll use purple again. All right. 2h goes in parentheses, so we have 2 times negative 1 to the third minus. K is negative 3, so I'm going to do in paren again. Negative 3 to the third minus negative 1 squared, and close the print. You're totally, you are okay to write it that way. In fact, it's you should do it. All right. Okay, let's deal with this parentheses first. Negative 2 to the third minus, let's deal here. Negative 3 to the third. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9 times negative 3 is negative 27 minus negative 1 squared is going to be, well, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Close the paren. Let's keep going. Let's deal with this exponents here. Negative 2 to the third power is negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, sorry. And then we'll deal with this in paren. Negative 27 minus 1, same thing as plus negative 1. Same signs, add them together. Negative 27 plus negative 1, negative 28. All right, now let's talk about what happens here. Negative 8 minus negative 28. Basically, again, if you see minus negative, it becomes plus positive. So this is actually negative 8 plus 28. So think of it like money, friends, your lunch account. If you're negative $8 in your lunch account and you bring $28, you are going to be above that 0 and you are going to have 20. Cool? All right. Almost done. All right. Name the subsets of the real numbers to which each number belongs, then order the numbers from least to greatest. All right. Least to greatest, guys, you need to change to decimals and order. Okay? Change to decimals and put them in order. I'm going to give you the answer because I'm running out of minutes on my time here. So obviously, the negative number is going to be the smallest, so negative 14 comes first. The next number that is, we're dealing with 1 3/4 versus versus the square root of 2. Well, if I go on my calculator and I type in, I have to turn mine sideways. If I type in square root of 2, where's my square root? I think it's on here. Well, I know the square root of 2 is going to be less than 1, so I'm going to have square root of 2 next. And then 1 3/4. Sorry, I couldn't find the right button on my calculator to prove to you what that was, but just trust me. If you can type it in yours, do it yourself and you'll see. All right, so now let's talk about what subsets they are. Subsets means rock it with numbers, and then we also have irrational over here. So negative 14, well, I know that that is an integer because it's negative and it's a whole number that's negative, so this is an integer, and it's also rational. All right, 1 3/4, well, it's a fraction, so that's only a rational number. And the square root of 2 is irrational because I can't write it as a fraction. All right, let's keep going. I got 30 seconds. Estimate square root of 35 to the nearest integer. Well, I know that 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36, so the closest one is going to be 6. And then what property is illustrated? I've changed order. Change order. I should do it this way. Change the order. So this is commutative property of multiplication. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.